I swear my voice would have worked. Uh-oh. And we're off. We got Ganon Tower Key.
Well, there we go. Or how about not? Looks like it was the Quake medallion inside the sanctuary here. And GFE looks to be heading directly to the Chris Houlihan room. And it does look like Math Girl will be following.
Well, considering this is a key sanity, rupees are at a premium right now. So who knows, maybe King Ripoff has a key of importance that we need. And looks like GFE is going to head into the Uncle's hallway here in a moment, as he's heading towards Pirate Castle here.
Alright, so we do not have an Uncle Assured situation here. And yeah, just 20 rupees.
Taking Uncle's life savings.
Compass of Misery Mire. So that's a thing. You don't need it.
It's a rather useless thing.
That being said, it does factor a little bit into the logic. Like, the logic expects you to be able to get it before you have to complete Misery Mire.
And bush crabs have small magic clouds. Did they put anything in Lumberjack? We did.
Shovel at Lumberjack, always a fun time. Alright, GFE getting some bombs at the south end of the Grove, and we'll be heading up through the south end of Kakariko Village, while Math Girl, of course, will be coming in through the north.
And we won't be doing a race game today because there's a compass there. Also got the swamp compass in the mushroom spot, and in the thieves' hideout is hammer.
Ooh, hammer time it is.
There's a small key on the library ledge. So back at the tavern we go. We got some delicious blueberries. More bombs! Fire Rod and Blind Hut, 3 hundo.
Got a small key to Desert Palace on the bottle vendor, and a map of Pod as well. Desert, of course, has one small key and one big key. The small key is required by logic to complete the dungeon, but not necessarily in in actuality.
And Methka realized something important. She doesn't have a bomb to look into the back of the well.
I imagine that will be a pretty quick go then. Should probably go get some bombs at the shop.
Their thing crashed. I think her thing crashed. That's no brain. That's
no,
no
it is
brain.
not. One of the problems I've had with that particular emulator is frequent crashing, especially if your controller disconnects.
GFE is about to get his hammer from Plus Woods. The upside is Math Girl didn't save him quick, but she knows what spots she does have to open up, so she just goes straight to it.
Yep, that is significantly better. We did see a compass there in the mushroom spot. Now, the hammer, of course, is part of the Dark World access equation. You're going to want some amount of glove and or moon pearl. And by and or, I just mean and. To go with that. And while we're retracing some of the same steps, I want to go ahead and shout out our trackers and our restreamer. Our tracker today is Darkred12, and our restreamer is Sandrus316. Big shout outs to them for taking care of business on that end. It looks like GFE is going to head downstairs into the front of Escape. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to go to the front of Escape, but of course this is a seed where some of those locations have been deliberately placed, so thinking people may not want to go there could have been a chosen location. I doubt people would choose front of Escape, but it's possible.
And it's also Kisame, so things could be done here anyway.
Right. Now, you may be tempted down here to steal a key and check the back of Escape. Especially with that fire rod, it becomes much easier to do so. Mainly because Zelda's cell often contains nothing. And the logic dictates that you have a small key to get to Zelda's cell. So both of these two locations are not in the logic until you have located the small key to Hyrule Castle. Bombos Medallion. That could have been a placement.
That could have been a replacement, and that could be required for one of our T-Rock, either T-Rock or Misery Mire. But we'll be visiting both of those in the seed, because it's all dungeons!
That it is. Alright, so GFE is making his way through the dark section of the escape. That is, of course, going to require some knowledge of the area, and you can also use this fire rod to get yourself a little bit more visibility. These snakes can cause you a little trouble otherwise.
Yeah, fortunately, the fire rod just gets us that light source we can use down here to get to our area.
Alright, GFE successfully lights the torch in this room, finds the magic powder in the dark crossroom. Which explains why I wasn't able to place it. Alright, so Math Girl is just going to go straight for the race game, not knowing that it's just a compass there.
You know what? I'm gonna call that a plant because he deliberately went down there. Because generally, you don't go down to the Dark Cross unless you think something's there. He put
Yeah.
that there.
It does seem quite likely that might have been one of GFE's choices. And I think he might have placed the lamp as his other choice, just to mess with you.
Oh yeah,
Just to make it less likely that you go for it.
If you know your opponent isn't good with dark rooms, you might consider doing that.
All right, GFE now heading to the mini Moldorm cave. Five items in here. We've got Big 20, Piece of Heart, Bombs, Green Rupee, and a glove. That is hammer plus glove. All we need left now is a Moon Pearl.
All you need is glove, glove. Glove is all you need. And mitts.
Oh my goodness. You just remind me singing is not banned. I gotta write swag deck lyrics.
I'm just glad I helped. Gotta be careful here, GFE. Only one life and some crazy crabs. Bees!
Not the bees! Not the bees!
I think GTN's in the channel. Did you put that bee there? Alright, so it's either swim or death for GFE right now, because he's gonna die anyway in one hit while swimming.
So you wanna... I guess, being at heartbeat levels doesn't really hurt you that much when you're fake flippering.
No, because it's instant death regardless.
Alright, our hobo today has 10 arrows.
There's a reason he's under the bridge. I'm pretty sure he took those arrows from that guard up there with the crossbow. And we won't be visiting Lake Hilly Isle because there's just blueberries there. And we'll have to come back to the fairy waterfall later because we don't have a moon pearl to make that glitch happen.
Mm-hmm. So Math Girl managing to acquire the Bombos medallion in Zelda Cell, not going for the Dark Cross, leading me to believe that GFE might have actually placed that item, though perhaps not.
So just a quick note, there was a green goo on the Zora ledge, so we won't be having 3 bottles at least, or 4 bottles in this seed at all.
Unlikely that GFE will be returning here once flippers happen. Zora has a big key. It is to Eastern Palace.
Well, that's a very expensive key, and well worth its price.
That it is. If, of course, we find the bow soon, which, for all we know, could be in its vanilla location, that would make Eastern Palace clearable.
But I think GFE has other ideas right now, which includes the Bag of Escape.
Yeah, Bag of Escape with a glove, always a treat.
Meanwhile, Math Girl is heading to Desert.
Lamp. There's our lamp in the Back of Escape.
So that powder doesn't seem like too much of a troll now. But again, it's Dark Cross. Who really goes to Dark Cross?
Yeah, well, I mean, the idea is, yeah, if you get the lamp back there, you might go for it. But you have to have the glove before it matters, right?
Absolutely. You're also going to have a key to do that.
Speaking of a key, we've got a pod key in the Agina's cave.
So I think GFE is about to do Sick Kid here. And he's gonna check the mad batter.
And what does our magic bat have today? Orb!
Moon Pearl! That's Dark World.
That was the commentator placed item right there. For those of you who were wondering about that.
Yeah. Now, admittedly, that was placed there because it would guarantee a hammer in Light World.
Absolutely. All right, GFE now making his way into the Dark World. We've got Hype Cave coming up.
Hype Cave or Cave of Questionable Value, whatever your preference is.
A compass to desert. A sword. A piece of heart. 300 rupees and a fiver. I mean, a sword, I'm certainly not going to argue with a sword.
I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10.
Besides, you know, if you argue with the sword, it's pretty much always going to have the point.
I get jokes. So looks like GFE is going to do the north end of the Dark World here to see what's on Pyramid and Catfish.
Yep. Now, Pyramid. I don't think anyone deliberately placed anything on the Pyramid, based on some discussions we had earlier.
We certainly tried. Just arrows.
That is true. I tried to put the powder there. It didn't work.
And the last mini troll dorms giving the math girl some trouble.
Alright. Managed to succeed, although that is her last bomb. Though I want to think there was some in here. Yeah, okay, we're fine.
Still going to be a little tough having to go all the way over towards Ice Rock Cave on one heart.
Yep, it's not much different than 2, just because those crabs, they deal 2.
Yeah, it's basically because of the crabs. That's going to be difficult. But in Octorok just runs into her anyway, and down she go.
Alright, Catfish. Wonder if GFE placed an item at Catfish. Nope, I don't think anyone placed an item at Catfish.
Yeah, but Catfish is always a great spot to put something, especially in this tournament setting. So, I wonder where GFE is thinking of going next. Because he can go up Death Mountain here. And it looks like he's going to go back into the Village of Outcasts. Or Skull Woods, one of those two things. And Math Girl's going to Eastern, so these are new checks for us.
Alright, Sahaz Rala telling us that Swamp Palace has the green pendant.
So what's in the back of Sasha's closet? We got Swamp Key, Ice Palace, our second sword, and arrows.
Alright, so we know where 2 swords are at the moment. And GFE hitting the Dark World does have the Fire Rod, which means theoretically can beat Mothula, but I mean we're on 5 hearts with Green Mail and Fighter's Sword. I got a word for that. How about no?
Well, we do got a hammer, and I'm certain he's suicidal.
Oh, okay. Well, there is that.
There's also an old dungeon, so you're gonna have to come back here eventually at some point. So why not get it out of the way?
Oh! The mirror in Skull Woods. I almost feel like that was placed.
GT Big Key.
Alright, now I know it was placed. Maybe not. But still. Oh, that is right. GFE does have access to B-strats. ₹300 on the right-hand side of Skullwoods. And GFE, I imagine, probably going to go ahead and head to the back.
I wouldn't disagree with this.
Alright, we get the Gibdos in a corner and just eliminate them.
Just gonna hammer away, aren't we?
Mathgirl manages to get through the Stalfos room in Eastern. 10 arrows.
That could be a problem there. Oh, that's right. He has red goo, so while annoying, it's not impossible.
Yeah, he just had to get into a spot where it would let him use his weapons. All right, there we go.
Taking the intentional death.
Yeah, definitely a good call there. Get you out, get you some more health, and you can head back to Moth. You're gonna want to grab this key right here, otherwise you're not gonna make it.
That's right. Sanders actually has 2 advantages right now, more than just a fire rod. He has a B.
Yep, B strats are live.
Also, fun fact with the B I learned last night: you could use a B to shoo away one of Blind's heads.
To the best of my knowledge, the bee doesn't actually move the head, it just follows it around. I could be making that up. Titan's Mitts in the back of Skullwoods. What is this game? I'm not gonna lie, I can't think of what was actually placed.
These are just the plays. That's all that can be said.
Good old-fashioned bombos for Gibdos. Conserving that magic for the moth fight. And a red potion on hand as well. That's going to make it reasonable, I'd say.
Red potion, fire rod, hammer, B. That sounds like a good recipe to me.
So GFE got a little bit bothered by the mini Moldorm eating the fire rod shot, but then the mini Moldorm dropped a magic, so meh.
That's a fair trade. And I don't think GFE is going to end up using that bait.
Alright, Mathgirl is going for the vanilla strats here in the Eastern Palace Big Key room.
GFE is going to hammer him off, or at least try to.
This is looking pretty good. Oh, ooh. The dodges are real. Oh no!
No. Death. Nothing but death.
And I did just miss what was over on Mathgirl's screen in the big key chest of Eastern. But it does look like Mathgirl is going to go for back of escape here, which is going to get her that lamp and, of course, lead her toward the Dark Cross eventually, possibly.
Upon review is blueberries, so nothing important there. So GFE is going to give this another shot with the moth. All I'm going to say is he should be thinking about using that bait. He's got it on hand. Also, there's enough magic in that second room to refill all your magic to get back here.
See, there's two underneath the second, underneath pots in the second room, and two underneath pots in the torch room, plus one on the way to Moth, so that's like 5. It's close.
The Moth not cooperating with GFE.
Oof. Another beating.
And another death. And Math Girl is heading towards Dark Cross, so she will be getting her powder in a moment here.
Yep,
and
so
GFE has had enough of this. It's like, nope, not doing this.
very true. Math Girl, of course, does have the glove, otherwise the lamp would not be acquired yet. So that's gonna, open up Dark World access once she decides to head for Magic Bat.
About to check bumper ledge here in a moment. With a small key on it, so that could be an issue.
Mm-hmm. You could always have something like the Swamp Small Key really come to bother you.
I will say, fortunately, last night in the Hell Seed, there was a big key up there, and it was the Swamp Big Key.
That is significantly more merciful. We've got GFE heading for the good old-fashioned graveyard ledge cave.
Math Girl's got her Moon Pearl now, and it's just a compass.
Orb.
And Math Girl, I think, is heading towards Ice Rod Cave because she didn't go right into Dark World.
Yep, that Ice Rod Cave probably, weighing on her mind a little bit.
We do know it's a bottle with a B in it. We do know that much.
That is the truth. Alright, GFE, having located several things on Death Mountain, or not on Death Mountain, but in the...
Well, he's going to locate several things on Death Mountain anyway, because he has a hammer.
Yeah, he's got mirror, he's got hammer, he's got Titan's mitts, which means he could access all of the dark side of Death Mountain too, minus, of course, the 3 chests, or the contents of Hookshot Cave, due to lack of boots and or hookshot.
Yeah, that could be an issue, but I would still regardless come up here for all those checks.
Absolutely. So, top of Spectacle Rock, what do we have today? Shield. Inside
Sword.
a sword. It's an S word.
That's sword number 3, by the way.
Yep. Math Girl using the reliable setup to get the fake flippers going. That's bomb setup. You damage yourself toward the boundary, but it will never cause you to screen transition, so you're guaranteed to be on the last possible pixel.
Yes, folks, we turned off the tiles, so GFE was not going to find information there.
Oh, well, good. I was like, is he just, making this problematic? But yeah, it does make sense to turn those off for a tournament like this. We don't want tiles ruining our trolls. A small key, and this one is to Turtle Rock. I believe that's 2 so far that we've seen for Turtle Rock. A map of Misery Mire, and that's gonna do it for Hera. No big key, no small key, can't do anything.
Now we're actually getting a new check on Math Girl's side. She's in Waterfall Fairy with a heart,
And she's got to do it again. Upon acquiring a full heart in that state, you start swimming again. Alright, so 100 rupees and a heart. Not the worst thing you ever.
There's a small key in the island in the sky, so we'll be getting that in a moment too.
Yep, GFE will be able to get that from going through Hookshot Cave. And let's be fair, I would expect a hookshot up here somewhere unless it was deliberately placed.
You would at least hope for a hookshot up here.
Yeah, so one of the strategic things about this tournament is a lot of times you can place items in such a way that you know that other items can't be placed at certain locations. And that's a way to sort of, get some information. And also you can sort of, if you really know the logic, you can sort of predict where certain items will be placed outside of that. So, like, the probability is extremely low if you place certain items in one location. So, like, if you place the fire rod in, like, Ice Palace, then the probability of bombos being available early is much higher. That sort of thing. We've got a full heart, a piece of heart, 3 hundo, another piece of heart, and another piece of heart. Well, that's where all the health was hiding.
That's a lovely cave.
Very true.
And I like this idea by GFE because he went to Dark World first to leave this portal here to go back up.
Yep, and took care of Spiral Cave on the way down. Spike Cave at the moment not currently in logic due to lack of Brian or Cape.
Yeah, having one of those would be nice right now.
We got bombs and bombs.
Super Bomb Cave.
Does look like the hookshot is not going to be available at the moment.
We can't even check the first chest in hookshot either.
Yep. So what is our Turtle Rock medallion today? It is Quake.
So we can open it up, but he's not gonna.
And Math Girl heading back into Eastern Palace, having acquired the big key.
We do know it's nothing important here, just a small key for Skull.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt, though. It'll make some of that Skull Woods navigation a little simpler. And there's a pod key for GFE.
If I'm correct, I think that's a second one.
I believe it's definitely the second one we've seen. Or, no, it might be the third one we've seen. Has GFE been to Agina's cave?
He has not.
Okay, so it must be the third one we've seen. 3 pod keys is kind of the magic number to let you into the back logic-wise.
And Math Girl is about to have the same checks here in a moment. Well, no, she's not. She doesn't have a mirror, so she's still just doing overall checks.
Yep. It's a little surprising that the Dark World hasn't been raided for Math Girl at this moment, but you never know. GFE once again going for that red potion. Looks like he may be going back to Moth.
With more hearts, a Master Sword, it may be an interesting idea to do.
I kind of get the feeling like the Titan's mitts might have been the placed item. Like, you place the Titan's mitts there if you are, if you know you're going to get the other kind of Dark World access to get here, and a lot of people don't like to go to that Dark World portal without the Titan's mitts, it becomes that much more of an advantage for you. It's a really interesting exercise to sort of speculate what you think those placed items end up being.
And that's her Master Sword.
Yep. If Math Girl heads to Hype Cave, Tempered Sword will be online.
And similar for GFE, he has to go to Sasha's hut to get his sword. Not being conservative with that fire rod this time around.
No, sir. It's a little more forgiving now. You can actually take... And you can take 3 hits from Moth's body before dying.
I think Math Girl is about to do a Agatai or Clive.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I don't think we found any Castle Tower keys, unless I wasn't looking.
Yeah, no, I don't believe we've seen them. It is all dungeons. And there is one item placed in here because, key sanity. So all the items are available. Or this could be anything. It's a small key to Turtle Rock.
She's looking happy, I think.
Big 20 for GFE off of Moth, but we did get a crystal. I couldn't tell you which crystal this is off the top of my head until we get a look at that.
Yeah, we'll have to look at this menu to see what it is.
Menu.
And he went back into the light world because essentially this is a shortcut. And down into the village of outcasts we go. And the treasure game once again, showing that it's Bupkis. I hate that game, but it's an easy check. And he's about to check the sea house, which has for us today a flute.
Whoa! It's swag duck time.
All rise for our national anthem.
So what happens when you place an item or two, even if you should use all of your brain? I am totally sure that if you're feeling secure, there truly is no cure for going insane.
And with that, the foul is on the prowl. You may be seated.
All right. GFE heading into Thieves Town.
Now, he's really just going to be checking the 4 chests here because we do not have a Thieves Town key.
Right. I believe we found, like, the map or the compass at one point, but that's about it. We got a piece of heart. GFE playing us the song of his people.
He's letting us know how excited he is to see that flute.
Yep. With the Titans bits in hand, he can of course check out Misery Mire as well as Desert Palace.
Misery Mire, Desert Palace, Checkerboard, things have pretty much opened up right now for him.
We got explosives, and the final chest in Thieves Town is
Hera
the
Big
Tower of Hera Big Key. That is interesting. Math Girl going for the magic refill to the right of the silver arrow chest.
Now, she'll at least be a little better armed than GFE going in, but it's the same health problem.
We located yet another Palace of Darkness small key in the brewery chest here for GFE.
I may have missed it. Did Math Girl pick up her mirror?
I'm not certain. Perhaps she went into the back first.
Nope, she did not pick up her mirror yet. Which is here, by the way.
Just finding a piece of heart in the digging game. And GFE can now head over to check the blacksmith.
Yeah, I imagine he's got the world tour on his mind right now with his items.
Yep, the entire smith chain open for business today. Math Girl getting those Titans mitts. Alright, Hammer Peg's Cave for GFE. I wonder if somebody put the boots here. That'd be fun.
There is
Nope.
a burrito, but that's just going to be orphaned because all dungeons. No, peace, I have second thoughts.
Yep, why not? It's Eastern.
I think he was hoping it was a Dark World map. I wonder if he's got... and that was Crystal 3, so that was actually Vanilla Crystal for Skullwoods.
I believe we've seen Spiral Cave, so it's not boots today.
Yeah, Spiral Cave was just a 20.
And Smith is 5, so
Smiths-
GFE will now be able to pick up that
Smiths
purple.
are cheap, is what they are.
Yeah, they charge you 10 for 5.
Hey, buddy, thanks for getting me out of that frog form. Here's
I have
$5 for your
$5.
trouble. But I was looking for a sword. No, $5.
You'll be fine. All right. GT Big Key acquired by Math Girl. The mirror, of course, coming up right after that.
Just go ahead and click that off. And nothing in K45, just $20.
All right, let's go say hi to Mr. J.R. Stumpsman. Who's got a whole chunk of change, but that's about it.
That was his last will. That 300. You inherited $300. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, GFE taking the purple chest up. I imagine he's going to be talking to the bomb shop merchant here. Tower of Hera, Eastern Palace. Those are our 5-6 crystals. Couldn't tell you exactly which, but we'll figure it out eventually.
The point is, we know what our 5-6 is.
That means the unfortunately, we still do not know where 2 of the remaining pendants are. But again, we're gonna have to clear all those dungeons anyway.
But just having the knowledge of knowing what is where is important.
What exactly gets you into Eastern Palace or into Ganon's Tower? What exactly gets you?
Well, that gets you into Ganon's Tower.
That's a different Ganon. Yeah, so Castle Tower key on the purple chest. Interestingly enough, GFE going for the rarely seen flute to 6, jump down to see the ledge, and flute back to 6 play.
Let's see what Meyer requires here.
Alright, Misery Meyer requiring bombos today.
So both medallions we found are the required medallions.
Yep, so Ether is going to be completely useless unless you are a fan of
the D!
using it for certain purposes. Okay, 1 bow acquired by Mr. GFE.
So, about those 5-6 crystals, we can go get those now.
That we can. Math Girl acquiring the flute as well. GFE making the plunge into Desert Palace. On the torch, we see a piece of heart. And Big 20 in the open room. Now, as we stated before, both runners did pick up the small key to Desert Palace, so the right-hand side here is live.
However, we'll have to come back for the big chest and for Land Mole, as we do not have the big key.
Or it could be right there.
Yes, it is here. Well, never mind.
There we go. GFE picking up the big key of Desert Palace, 1 chest south of its vanilla location.
It's like I willed it into existence.
I mean, perhaps one of our runners willed it into existence. Who knows? Alright, 50 rupees in the big chest, and GFE can make the play toward Landmo to acquire the prize for Desert Palace. And Math Girl going through Thieves Town, which we know contains a big key to Tower of Hera, I believe. With that mirror in hand, she could actually make use of that. All right, land molas today. 3 silver arrows directly to the face and a big 20 on the other side. That sounds like a crystal to me.
Wait, there are land moles there?
That's what I've been told.
That's our second completed dungeon. About to check that checkerboard cave here.
Yep. Then I imagine GFE will also probably check Agina's cave and find that pod key. Oh, we've got a big key in Checkerboard Cave. What is it? It is Turtle Rock. Very required big key. Alright, GFE has now acquired 4 pod keys and a bow and a hammer. I wonder if he's feeling like pod is a thing.
It's an idea, at least. Nope,
That does look like his move.
Yep.
Yep, and he can kind of head through Pod and Eastern at the same time, though of course we can't actually finish Palace of Darkness.
Still
but Eastern's 100% doable. No idea where that Palace of Darkness big key is.
Also, this will be his tempered for GFE right here.
Yep, and Tempered Sword is, of course, very nice to have. That's basically what you're comfortable with as a runner of this game. Alright, 1 monkey acquired. Alright, pod opens. See if GFE goes right in or heads to Eastern first. Looks like the Eastern play is live. Does seem legit. Alright, Math Girl looks like she's gonna go grab the purple chest, which I'm guessing she either left behind or lost somewhere along the way. so far the contents of Eastern, we had the shield in the front, piece of heart on the right. I believe the next parts are arrows, skullwood, small key, bombs, and then we don't know what the boss has. Armos Knights. Ooh. Math Girl once again leaves behind the purple chest. He's gonna go reacquire it.
Yeah, that's never a good thing. And the big chest was small key to skill one.
Well, at least they have the, they don't have the purple chest to try to come here and do the digging game. That would have caused a little bit of a problem.
You know, it's in the back of my mind right now is that shovel in Lumberjack. It's just in the back of my mind. It's not important because we don't have 2 Castle Tower keys, but it's there. It's bothering me.
Yep, shovel there, and of course the boots are also missing for that. Alright, GFE now on his way to the boss. This will be some new information for us. It's a little bit trolled by the red Igor there. Big 20. Alright, so the Eastern Palace play, mostly devoid of nice items.
Mostly, but we do have a 5 to our 5-6 crystal.
There is that. The Tempered Sword now acquired by Math Girl in Hype Cave. And I imagine Math Girl will now be heading down to turn in that purple chest. Alright, so Palace of Darkness, first chest. Cane of Samaria. Not gonna lie, certainly wasn't expecting that.
Well, wasn't expecting that. Mire's an option, but it's not clearable yet.
Why?
Did we find the Mire big key or any other small keys?
Oh yeah, keys. Keys are a thing. Small keys you don't actually need to clear Mire. There's only 2 items that you need the small keys for in Mire, and it's not the boss.
Oh,
At least according to logic. But you do need the big key. We've got, speaking of small keys to Misery Mire.
Did I?
Oh yeah, we don't have a way across the gap. We need the boots or the hook shot. derp. If I were streaming, I would add to my derp count.
I know one of your followers, the Shadow Man, is in the chat. We'll remember it.
I'm sure he will. Oh boy. All right, GFE will now head to the right hand, or to the back of Palace of Darkness. We've got Big 20. Second Big 20. A small key to this dungeon.
I want to believe GFE knows how to do the bomb jump, so this dungeon is clearable.
Well, minus the big key.
Minus the big key.
Is that the big key?
Big keys.
No, it's the big key to Thieves Town, which is very interesting.
Yep, and he's going to give the bomb jump a go.
That looks solid to me, and the hammer... Oh, I was mistaken. I guess he was 1 pixel low.
Now he's got to reset the room. Nope. And that girl looks like she's gonna take a dip in the mire here. So these will be some new checks for us.
Well, once again, we had the information that you can't actually do anything without the boots or the hookshot.
Hey, half magic. We'll take that.
Just a little bit of money there as well. Now it looks like GFE will be heading to the front 2 chests. Now he is going to take the right-hand side to save keys. So in Key Sanity, you want to save those keys as much as you can.
Minimum, you probably want to have 4 keys to complete this dungeon. I've seen runners do it. I've seen a runner do this with 3 keys, with stuff needing to be checked still.
Right. You can't completely clear out every single chest without at least 4 keys, but you can skip a few. But I believe GFE has acquired 4 keys, so we're fine on that front.
Looks like it's going to take a long way around to get to that chest. Also, it's three chests that can be checked, including the one down below.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that he hadn't checked it yet.
Yeah,
Mainly because the whole lack of boots, you can't bonk across to it. Piece of heart.
Yeah, generally I like to avoid that chest right there because all I can think about is just exchanging a key for a key.
Yeah, but I mean, with 4 keys in hand and the ability to do that good old-fashioned hammer yump, you should be okay. 10 arrows, and the final chest. This is the Stolfo's basement, as it's known. Just bombs. So, aside from the Cane of Samaria right out front, there just wasn't a whole lot in here. I mean, the Thieves Town Big Key as well. And, of course, the vanilla small key. So GFE having a little bit of a hard time deciding where to go. Deciding on Death Mountain. This is likely a play into... well, it could be Turtle Rock.
Cane, Fire Rod, Big Key.
I mean, we can't beat it without the Ice Rod. But we can get all the way to Laser Bridge, basically.
Yeah. Mirror for Mimic Cave.
I imagine we'll probably stop off in Tower of Hera first.
I think that's actually where we're really going.
Yeah. I think the reason he went up here is because he could check Tower of Hera and lead that into Turtle Rock.
That, and it's his 5-6.
Mm-hmm. Alright, GFE managing to expertly navigate the holes there. And we get 2 chests in this room. We've got 20 rupees. And GFE is just going to go for the old-fashioned strats to reach the big chest of Tower of Hera.
At least the troll dome fight won't be too terrible. We have Timber, we have Hammer. And
Yeah,
looks
Troll
like
Dorm
Math Girl is going to fake
tame.
flipper her way into ice.
Ooh, the Ice Palace play. Now this is interesting.
Meanwhile, GFE is going to take on the troll door. But with Tempered, not a problem.
Yep, no problem. And we've got Full Heart Container, Sank Heart Container for GFE. And that is the 5 and 6 crystals acquired. Alright, first chest in Ice Palace for Math Girl. It's the big key of Skull Woods.
Ooh.
It's a little bit trolly, because of course, that's only one item that unlocks. But Math Girl still needs to go back and finish Skull Woods, so that could be, you know, something nice to check on the way there. Alright, big bomb time.
Ooh, taking a death from the anti-fairy.
You know what would be hilarious is if both players placed an item at the big bomb. And so they're both kind of racing toward that.
Certainly GFE is. I don't think Math Girl has an idea what's where. Alright, madam, we're gonna have to blow the hole out in this wall here and just rebuild the whole thing.
Alright, we got a small key to GT and a big heart. Doesn't feel like either of those items were particularly placed.
So that's annoying.
GFE has the Aga Tower small key, has one of the two, and so should be able to get both of the items here in Aga Tower. Unfortunately, will not be able to acquire everything that is beating Aga.
No matter how unlucky, unless.
Yeah, there is that whole possibility of vanilla Aga Tower key in the second chest. Alright, GFE has the third small key to Turtle Rock now, which, I mean, might kind of point him back at Turtle Rock.
I think at this point, Turtle Rock is the play.
Just bombs, and that's going to do it for this trip into Aghanim's Tower. Both runners now have dipped that tower once. Alright, we got Math Girl trying to set up for the Ice Palace bomb jump, and looking like they are deciding against it. Speaking of Ice Palace, GFE having the same idea, fake flippering into ice. Yeah, Vanilla Aga Tower Key is one of my favorite trolls.
I'm going over it in my head right now. And I think we can just go ahead and assume that. Well, yeah, we already know that Swamp's a pendant, but I'm willing to bet that Ice Palace here is a pendant, despite the music.
Yeah, that's pretty likely. This is the pendant music.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said despite the pendant music, because usually in Key Sanity, they mix it up, so we don't know if this is really a pendant or a crystal dungeon.
Yeah, I get the feeling that the flippers are somehow locked behind Ganon's Tower. Hello! Hookshot in Ice Palace, what's up?
You know? You fake flipper here. Intentionally. I smell something off here. I smell a plant. I really do smell a plant. You gotta figure you intentionally faked flipper here to get that. So I just got a feeling.
It's entirely possible. Could just be a side effect of the fact that the flippers are locked behind GT, and you don't need them to beat or locked in GT, so and you don't need them to beat Swamp.
But we need. I will say, that means this seed could potentially be a Swamp Go mode.
Feels good. GFE just found Thieves Town small key.
I actually like seeing that because I don't want to be thinking about the chest later.
So did we, in fact, confirm that... Okay, okay, I see what's going on. Crystal number 4 has been acquired by GFE, not the crystal from Thieves Town. There we go. Ice Palace, small key in Ice Palace. So here's the thing. If, like we suggested, the flippers are locked behind getting into Ganon's Tower, and Ice Palace is also a pendant like that, then that means that Thieves Town is the remaining pendant. Because the logic requires you to have the small key.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm willing to go with that. I just want to see the actual pendant at the end of the dungeon here.
Alright, small key to Misery Mire. That is not required to beat Misery Mire, a reminder.
It is nice to have, though.
Yeah. So that does not screw up the theory of Swamp Eyes Thieves Town pendants.
No, it doesn't. But we still need to find a Mire Big Key.
Alright, GFE acquires the hookshot.
And for now, we're going to orphan the Ice Palace big chest.
Very true.
And considering everything, I'm willing to bet there's nothing in there of importance. We do have this. The only thing that could possibly be important inside that chest would be the Swamp Palace small key.
Alright, Cold Stare, down. No problem there. And a piece of heart acquired. And it is, in fact, the red pendant in Ice Palette.
Alright, so I'm going to assume that Thieves Town is our blue. And I could just put crystals on Turtle Rock, Mire, and Pod.
Well, I mean, it's not guaranteed, because we don't know where the flippers are.
It's not guaranteed, but I'm taking a pretty good guess on this one.
And the flippers could be in, like, Mimic Cave. That's another good place for them. So who knows? See, the tracker has already marked them as such. I hope it turns out to be right.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a bit of double duty here. So if that's wrong, you can put the finger at me.
Okay.
Also,
I'll make sure it's my pointer finger.
Yep. It's nice to see my opponent in the chat as well. Hi, Evil Sparky.
All right. GFE going for the big chest of Skull Woods. It's the red boomerang. All right.
So, I'm not gonna lie. If I was these runners, I'd just go ahead and finish off Thieves Town. Because I got the big key, I got the small key, get it done, out of the way. All done.
Yep, go for it. GFE heading back into Thieves Town. Let us see what the plan is.
So, if I was GFE, and if our theory stands strong, we would like to see a Swamp Palace small key soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, if our theory is based on the flippers being in Ganon's Tower, so you won't necessarily be able to get that small key until then, but who knows? Small key to Misery Mire again for Math Girl. That's the second one of those we've seen for her.
Still looking for a Meyer big key though.
Yep, there is that. Now, the big key of Thieves Town does not technically, by logic, give you access to this attic chest, nor does it give you access to the boss. It does give you access to the maiden chest. So if there's something important in that maiden chest, we'll know that the pod dip was required by logic. Or the one that takes you in deeper, of course. Also, that hook shot does give us access to Misery Mire. You know, without the big key, of course, but you can clear out 7 of 8 chests. Or 6 of 8 chests.
I'm starting to think logically right now that these runners may have needed to go into T-Rock early.
T-Rock seems like a play. Big chest of Thieves Town. Small key to Swamp. Again, the theory holds.
And ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make a quick note. I didn't roll this seed. I'm not looking at the spoiler log. Sanders 6316 did.
Alright, Compass of Eastern for Thieves Town, so that's technically required before you're required to beat Eastern. So, by the logic, that was there, and that makes sense, but yeah. I'm fully expecting a pendant. Not even gonna lie.
Alright, so the real play next is going to be Turtle Rock. That's where we really need to go next.
Turtle Rock seems quite strong right now.
Gringo.
It's a pendant. The call is real. Alright, Flippers in GT, 99%.
So I'm glad that both of us logically thought this through.
I mean, it's not 99%, but it's really close. It's really, really likely.
And as expected, or hoped for, I should say, GFE is making that Total Rock play.
All right. Also, Hookshot Cave.
Considering where we got Hookshot, I'm willing to bet there's nothing of real value in there.
It does seem unlikely to contain much, but yeah, might go for it anyway.
And really, GFE is taking the long way up here. Oh wait, he hasn't opened it up, that's right.
What are you talking about? This is the short way.
Yeah, I was thinking of going into Hookshot first when we were thinking about it, but we
Oh,
hadn't
okay.
opened up Turtle Rock yet. That and we had the mirror. We could have mirrored back to the light world and then opened it back up, but it's whatever. I'm not running.
All right, one open Turtle Rock, and he's going for that that hookshot cave play. A piece of heart. The 10 bomb drop. 20 rupees, and the final chest, 10 arrows. So, as expected, not much in Hookshot Cave. Alright, the Turtle Rock play is live. Let's see what sort of hookshot or what sort of things we can find in here. I imagine the ice rod might happen.
I also imagine the ice rod might happen. I also imagine we're going to see a Misery Mire key in here.
I'm also expecting boots.
There's a cape, so that's a start.
Yeah. I'm actually expecting boots because I think you have to be able to find the boots. Because if the flippers are in GT, you need the boots to beat Mire. Because the hook shot is in ice.
Yeah, that's been going through my mind a lot. Is like, where's the boots? Because the boots don't necessarily need to be in here, but they could be in Mire. Well, no, they couldn't. Never mind. They have to be in here. So, to quote our good friend JTN, the answer is Laser Bridge.
Yeah. That's how it go. We are still missing one Turtle Rock small key. And personally, I would probably leave the vanilla big key chest until it's required.
Until absolutely necessary, yeah. I definitely would orphan that chest.
Alright, GFE entering the back of Turtle Rock.
Yeah, so you steal a key from the pokey, orphan the chest, go finish the rest of the dungeon hoping to find something.
We've got Mimic Cave live, as well as Big Chest, Crystal Roller, and Laser Bridge.
And potentially Trinex if we in fact find the ice rod down here.
You know what'd be fun is if you find ice rod in this chest. Oh, he's not going. He's going for it.
You might think that small key is right.
The Hyrule Castle small key. Which, if we want to be incredibly pedantic, is required for Mire. Because the Bombos medallion was in Zelda's cell.
Alright. Still didn't want to see it, though. That's a
no, sir.
That's an awful trade.
I mean, we can still get to Laser Bridge, so the only thing we're missing out on is getting to Trinex immediately. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Probably gonna see boots on Laser Bridge and then like the 4th T-Rock key in Mire.
Well, Laser Bridge is now in Logic with that cape.
Can you have your cape and eat it too? I mean, wait. Sorry.
I mean, why not?
Entering Mimic Cave. just a map of Ice Palace. And Math Girl finishing off the Armos Knights here with some silver arrows. Good old-fashioned beatdown.
So this is gonna sound dumb, but admittedly, we do know where the boots aren't.
True.
They aren't in the big spot.
That is true. Alright, so there is our pod key in the big chest. We got 10 arrows, 20 rupees. I can't numbers, I can't words.
So
I don't know why I said 10 arrows.
So if GFE doesn't find T-Rock's small key down here, but he finds the Meyer big key, T-Rock small key is probably in Meyer.
He'd also need to find the boots to put it in logic, but yeah, it does seem reasonable. Alright, the moment of truth on Laser Bridge. Though, go with me on this journey. What if Spike Cave?
What if Spike Cave?
Because we have the cape now. That's going to put it in logic.
Yeah, it'd been driving me nuts. Like, we hadn't found the cape, we hadn't found Burner. It was in the back of my mind.
Speaking of Burner... got a GT small key, the boots,
what are those?
And a Ice Palace compass. So no ice rod here, no final T-Rock key,
No
but
key.
Yeah, no Meyer key either. So Meyer big key could just be in Meyer.
That's a big troll.
And with the boots, that's in logic now. And you know that we could still see a thing with the pod big key as well.
Actually, with boots, we also open up 2 more spots.
Oh yeah, King's Tomb Bonk Rocks, as GFE is no doubt heading to check. We have the 4th T-Rock key.
That's great. That's hilarious.
Wow. Let's see what's in Bonk Rocks.
So I heard you like doing double dips.
I do not. The blue boomerang in Bonk Rocks. So there we go. Math Girl now up on Death Mountain. GFE gonna go purchase some more potions. He has quite a bit of cash, so this should not be a problem. And I imagine this will be a play into... I mean, you could go for Meyer here. Oh. No? No, I think this is a Spike Cave play.
Spike Cave, you can also finish off T-Rock. No, you can't finish off T-Rock. No Ice Rock, so never mind about that.
Oh, well then where is he going?
I don't know.
Is he going into T-Rock without the Ice Rod? Because that seems like a bad call.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Oh, he left his portal here.
He doesn't have Ice Rod.
He doesn't have Ice Rod. It's not going to make any difference.
And I think he just realized that.
Whoops. All right, where's he headed now?
I appreciate the ingenuity, but no Ice Rod.
All right, Misery Mire time. As GFE will now be breaking in thanks to the boots and or the hook shot. The boots and logic, of course. We'll see if Math Girl decides to head into Turtle Rock as well. The boots will be waiting for her.
Boots, Kane, Daniel Bryan, the cape, those are all good things. So we're hoping to find a Meyer Big Key in here, a Ice Rod, and we're still looking for a Pod Big Key.
Yep, there is that. Alright, left side of Meyer. GFE not quite going for it yet, going for the middle chest. We've got a map of desert. Math Girl looks like she's about to go open Turtle Rock, so that's good.
Right now, it's just in my head. I'm just imagining vanilla.
Now, the unfortunate thing for Math Girl is she actually doesn't have the big key of Turtle Rock, which we know is in Checkerboard Cave. So she's going to have to head that direction before she can make any additional progress. She will at least get the cape.
Yep, that's a good thing. Cape's always a good thing. So that also means she won't get the boots either.
We are seeing that Palace of Darkness turning out to be crystal number 2 there on Math Girl's map.
Alright. Meyer Big Key Chest. Is it vanilla?
Nope. It is a
Swag.
bug net. Seems legit.
So yeah, I'm starting to see a worst case scenario here almost. And still check 2 more chests, I believe, in here.
Yeah, can't get the big chest, but we can get the...
I think he realized he didn't have Meyer Big Key.
Yeah. Actually, I think there's 3 chests available. There's the one just to the left of the big chest, there's the one in the spike room, and then there's the one on the bridge. We got a piece of heart.
2 more checks. One of these chests, I believe, has to have something.
Ice Rod! In the spike room of Misery Mire.
That is a thing.
And a piece of heart. So now GFE will be, probably heading back to Turtle Rock with that Ice Rod.
So Bob, come with me on this. We're still looking for a Meyer Big Key.
Correct.
And it's on one of 2 bosses, I think.
All right. So it's either on Trinex or it could be Helmosaur, I guess. If we find the Pod Big Key.
We have not found a Pod Big Key. So, but those are pretty much our options outside of Spike Cave.
Yeah. Could also be like in the pod big chest.
Ooh, I forgot about that. That's a good spot too.
And I actually don't think we found the 6th pod key. So I think you might get like 6th pod key on Trinex actually.
So we're going for worst case scenario. Oh, you know what we also haven't found yet?
What's that?
A book.
Ooh, book times. Now, I'm not sure how progression on tablets works in the current Plando stuff, but like the logic wouldn't really deal with it.
I mean, at this point, I almost want to see a blind ped pull just to see a book there.
Yeah, but the flippers are in GT.
Yep, so not likely. Ped is dead.
I mean, maybe.
I think the one thing it really could be is our 4th sword, but that's very debatable.
Alright, 2 Trinex heads down.
Of course, there's 27 chests in GT, so what do I know?
Okay, so tablets are a thing, apparently. It's a compass of GT.
Meyer? Big key. May in fact be in pod.
Quite possibly. I mean, what haven't we checked for the pod big key?
I can only think of one place.
Yeah, and it does look like GFE is heading there.
I can't wait to ask him when he gets in here.
And it's the pod big key. Alright, time to come clean. That was my audience selection.
Oh,
and this seed cooperated with me so well.
It sure did. So I think we just go ahead and deduce that pod has the Meyer key somewhere in it, either in the big chest or on Helmasaur.
I think it's actually required. No, the big chest can't have a small key. Where's the small key? Wait, yes it can.
The small key would be in the big chest, and then Helmasaur would have the big key to Meyer.
I'm not entirely certain that the small key can be there. Unless you required the... I'm not sure.
Well, let's see what the choice is by GFE hitters. Wait, so I think he had all the small keys then. I must have missed one.
Yeah, I guess he did.
Okay, so again, it's an either or. And he's gonna check Helmosaur first.
Wait, no, he did the hammer yump, so he's still missing one. He just used the small key on the front door.
Oh,
So
you're correct.
So yeah, I'm real confused as to where the small key is. And I was under the impression you couldn't have a small key locked on that in that maze or in the big chest.
So would it logically then be on Helmosaur then?
Well, the small key can't be there either. So I don't even know. We will have to see.
Sanders, if you still have the spoiler log, we'll ask you when we get to interview time.
Well, the world hasn't been checked. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's in my mind too. We do actually have another spot to check, though. We actually have another spot to check. Did you think about it? Did it just come to mind?
Yeah, I think so. I think, well, we need the second other key. It's a big key of Misery Mire.
Okay. Reveal, I was thinking Dick Spot.
Yeah, we need the second Agate Tower key, though.
The second Agate Tower key in the big key chest, then?
I mean, not if it's locking the small key to Pod. That's the thing.
He's checking it anyway. So I guess the Castle Tower key could be in GT.
Quite possible. Just a big 20 in the big chest. As I suspected, you can't have that small key there.
As I recall, there really wasn't anything of importance in the closet there.
Yeah, half magic was in there, but that's not required for Spike Cave as long as you have a bottle.
Well, you also have invincibility items and lots of health, so
correct.
Spike Cave was not going to be too much of an issue.
All right, GFE, back to Misery Mire.
At least he can make a straight shot to a video now. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the tracker. So, normally, when we finish a seed at this point, when we get all the crystals, we do a game to find out where the GT big key is. But we don't have that. But we're still looking for a Castle Tower small key.
Yeah. The Castle Tower small key could be on the pedestal.
It's a possibility, you're right.
And that's basically the only thing that would require pedestal in the seed.
Just about. Of course, Master Book could be there, and then the small key could be in one of the tablets.
There is that possibility. So Math Girl has, of course, acquired the Turtle Rock big key now, and we'll be able to reach laser. That's going to be those boots and, of course, the cane of Berna.
All those eyes just looking at me.
I gotta feel like somebody's watching me.
I'd say the eyes have it. And a small key. Skullwoods.
Alright, that is another one of those pedantically, logically required keys. So it's nice that we found it. So we know it's not busted. I mean, minus that pod key. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Alright, GFE heading up to GT.
So, 27 chests. Again,
Where are the flippers?
Where's the Castle Swalky? But yeah, that too. Where are the flippers?
I think they're on the torch. I think someone else chose the exact thing I wanted to choose originally.
So we're looking logically for flippers. We're also looking for a Castle Tower small key.
Yep. And those flippers in Castle Tower small key are not just logically required, they're actually required. There's really no way around it. Alright, welcome to Ganon's Tower. GFE heading left first. Alright.
Sorry,
Big
your
20.
is crushed.
Rip me.
It's okay. It could be in a better place in this tower. This large tower. Of course, I'm a big fan of Chest 17, whatever one that is.
There's the
Or right.
last Ganon's Tower small key. We've got the Ice Palace big key. 10 arrows.
I don't think I wanted to see that.
GFE is heading to the right-hand side. And Math Girl having a little trouble on Laser Bridge.
I don't know why.
Going for these laser skips, there's this wonderful thing called the cape. And
That's why it's bothering me.
Even worse, coming in from the bottom, the cane of Berna is at the top. And speaking of the cape, GFE's going for Tile Room here with the ever so wonderful cape glitch to conserve the magic. Boots for Math Girl. GT small key. Alright, piece of heart for GFE in Tile Room. So, Plando tournament, do you skip Tile Room ever?
Would you?
No.
I will say, in this tournament so far, the answer is, without unequivocal question, is Laser Bridge.
There is that. Ether Medallion, right-hand side.
That's useless.
Super useless. Yeah, no flippers for Tile Room. And GFE now heading full right. So we're going to get a play on Bob's chest and the vanilla big key room.
Ooh, fun fact. We can check the GT big chest.
Oh boy!
No, evil, Sparky. The flippers were not in Tile Room.
Yen's Tower, big chest. What do we have? Piece of heart.
I thought about it for a moment. That could have been the key. It's not. Yeah, the tile was not updated. Or the title, I should say. Alright, so back of Armless Knights. What's in here?
Whole lot of Garbo. Left side time.
We almost have all our cards, and he's saying, screw it.
Alright. GFE is going for the climb. Well, he's thinking about it.
The worst part is, if the castle tower key is not up here, he's gonna have to make a long climb back up.
Or those flippers, of course. Alright, Math Girl now going into Tower of Hera. Gonna finish this off. Grab another crystal. That's the last T-Rock key. Or I guess she needs one more T-Rock key.
Well, we know she needs one more T-Rock key because it's in Mire.
Well, it was in King's Tomb.
Oh yeah, that's correct. I don't know why Mire's in the brain.
All right. GFE heading to Landmo 2. Let's see if it's as pretty as his Landmo 1. Ooh, gets a little bit bodied by fireballs, but still manages the one cycle.
Yeah, I guess I'll allow it.
And now the best rooms. Like, no joke. These rooms are just the best.
They're the best if you get them all correctly. I have a hard time with that Wizard room.
Second Wizard room can be really tricky. I find what I've been told is you want to go up first and then kind of turn left. Because if you go left first and then up, you'll be fighting against it. And you won't have enough time to reach the one on the top right. We got
Butter!
Green rupee. Flippers in the pre-Moldorm chest.
Water toes.
And the final chest. Past Moldorm, what do we have? It's the book!
Oh, that's terrible. So, do you want to do a bit of reading?
I fancy some reading. Yeah, so for those of you wondering, the modes for this, we had open mode, randomized swords, key sanity, all dungeons. And, of course, some of the, as it is the Plando tournament, some of the item locations were selected by the runners, some were selected by commentators, some were selected by random audience members. And all things considered, good times.
Now, this is, again, all dungeons, so we still actually have to finish Swamp and Castle Tower. We're missing a Castle Tower small key for that to happen.
And Math Girl picking up the pod big key.
I think she's angry.
she's gonna be pretty angry when she finds out that I put it there. All right, GFE doing the good old-fashioned leave the pyramid move.
Well, he has to leave the pyramid, technically.
Yep. There's nothing you can do there. Alright, with the flippers, we can actually check the contents of Swamp Palace, which of course could have that Agate Tower small key.
Pet could have the Agate Tower small key, the tablets could have the Agate Tower small key, and the rest of left side GT.
Still wondering where the 6th pod key is.
Oh, there is actually one other place the small key could be on.
What's that?
Sasha, because he's our green pendant. Because
Yep,
Swamp
there
says
is that.
green pendant.
Yeah, flippers were definitely planted in Ganon's Tower. And we sniffed that out and, deduced the pendant layout from there.
Yes. We actually we deduced it the second Math Girl picked up the hook shot in Ice Palace.
Well, that and then we got the Thieves Town one from when they picked up the Thieves Town small key in Ice Palace.
And I hope GFE remembers that he still needs a Castle Tower.
Oh, there it is!
Is that it?
That's the 6th pod key. It's the one in the library. No, it's the Hera small key.
Oh.
Okay, it's in the basement chest of Hera.
Now we completely forgot about that one. And if it was there, that was totally the randomizer.
Aha. So GFE Yeah, GFE is going through swamp with reckless abandon here, not bothering checking anything, which he might know where the Agate Tower small key is.
The small key is either on Argus or it's on the pedestal at this point, then, if that's the case.
Or Sahasrara. So those are all the possibilities. And we'll see which one GFE heads directly to after this.
I'd imagine that was his idea, knowing he was doing all dungeons.
And down goes Argus. What do we get? 10 arrows and the green pendant acquired. That's all our dungeons minus Agate Tower. Or he could just be not actually know anything and just be betting on Ped. But
that's a big bet.
Who knows?
With lack of knowledge, that's a big bet. Oh, he's definitely betting on Ped.
Yeah, it's unlikely that somebody didn't place something on the pedestal in one of these.
It seems unlikely, but I'm also willing to bet this could just be totally the randomizer at the same time. And he's gonna read it first. He pulled out the book, like, you know what? I got this far. I'm pulling.
It's a small key to Castle Tower. Nobody's surprised.
That's a plan. So yeah, at 2 hours 13 minutes, GFE's in go mode.
All right. GFE heading to the top of Agate Tower. This will be a quick finish, and he'll be done with this seed pretty quick. Math Girl is in the back of Skull Woods trying to finish off Moth. And GFE heading up Agate Tower in the most expedient manner possible.
Now I'm more curious what was in the big spot. I'm sure it was trash, but still.
There is that. Yeah, I feel like the shovel was one of the selected items, but we'll have to see.
Again, sometimes you just watch how the players are reacting. You just got a feeling it's like, this seems like the plant. Especially with that pedestal small key.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think the shovel was a plant now, because both players went to go look at it.
again, Plandomizer. So you're thinking someone planted something on Lumberjack.
Yeah. But from our perspective, both players looked at it, so there's no way it's a plant. Like, the one who planted it wouldn't look at it. And we know what the other two plants were.
We know what two of the plants were, and we have theories on the other plants.
Yeah, flippers, I'm 90% certain were plants.
Looks like Math Girl's going to check out the small key on Bumper Ledge, which is moot at this point. Oh, that could be your pod small key.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, okay. That's probably it. This could also be the third Meyer key. Alright, 6th pod key acquired. Brain no longer broken. Also, hilarious that you had to dip Turtle Rock to get that as well.
So yeah, T-Rock had all the answers.
Alright, GFE jumping into the Ganon fight. This is gonna do it.
That is 6. Phase 2. Phase 4. Phase 2. 3, I'm sorry. I can't count anymore.
Numbers are overrated. We've got GFE in Phase 3, Ganon doing his level best to teleport all around the room. I think GFE stands for Ganon Flies Everywhere.
Carefully, don't fall off.
Ooh, the triple, and that is it. GFE finishing off Ganon.
And with official SRL time of 2 hours, 18 minutes, 18 seconds, GFE is the winner of this race, and Math Girl has forfeited.
Yeah, I don't blame anybody for being done with this. Time for another one, huh? How about no?
Well, maybe not for you, but...
Well, you're definitely pulling one in. We'll see if we can talk to our runners real quick. But if you need to go, we can. We got Math Girl in the chat here with us and GFE. Congratulations on this, on putting up with this race for as long as you did.
Oh my god.
All right, so let's talk placement. We've got, all right. So Math Girl knew where the hook shot was. We had the freezors and flippers for Math Girl. GFE planted the Aga Tower key and the book. Okay. This race for as long as you did.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious probably after I finished Ego Tower, or after I finished GT.
Yeah. As soon as once you went into Swamp and started go moding, we're like, okay, he knows what's up. Yeah, good placement on the book there as well. So yeah, we were wondering why Math Girl decided to go into Ice Palace so early, and that was why. She knew the hookshot was there.
Oh.
So my thought was, it's like, nobody wants to fake Flipper to Ice Palace. Ever.
Yeah, there's only one problem with that plan was to put flippers in Ice Armos area and GT Big Key on Cold Stare.
Mm.
So I was already thinking about fake flippering into ice.
Wait, but I found GT Big Key.
Yeah, well, it was not a valid placement, so it didn't get done. But
Yeah,
Huh.
I had to repick.
Oh, right, because I put flippers in GT and that would have. Right.
yeah, so the commentary choices. So between the two of us, we came up with the Moon Pearl at Magic Bat situation. That was just to give you guys the hammer early, to be honest. Um, and then the last one I picked out of at random, I put the Pod Big Key in Spite Cave because I'm a jerk.
Okay, so you're the jerk. Could have also put Meyer Big Key on Helmastar and Ice Rod in Misery Mire.
Didn't do that. The
Laser
seed just
Bridge.
cooperated with my placement so well. Put all
Oh
the
man.
put all the stuff on Laser Bridge to get through Spike Cave, and then
Yeah, because
That
Kate
was horrible.
and within T Rock. Um, the other thing, post went into Meyer because I knew I had sequence broke that hook shot. Maybe Ice Rod's in there, but I'd rather had the Meyer Big Key. So
Well, the other
right.
thing was the last Turtle Rock small key was in King's Tomb.
yeah, that was great too.
Yeah, and the boots were actually required by logic to do Meyer, of course, because you can't
Yeah,
get in
yeah.
otherwise.
Logically, it wanted you to go to Laser Bridge, Tomb at some point, go to Meyer, get Ice Rod, go back up there at some point, and it was just nonsense.
I concur.
Oh,
That seed was hot garbage. Then
Yes.
again, Tempered Sword fairly early isn't that bad of a.
Yeah, the swords were pretty kind to people.
yeah, swords were nice.
Oh yeah, the
Um,
spoiler log I imagine has just a dumb number of spheres. I'm gonna guess like 18.
so I have to ask, since Math Girl placed nut and the flippers, place that shovel on Lumberjack.
Nobody placed the shovel on Lumberjack.
Oh,
I saw
because
that and I'm thinking that smells of a plant.
yeah, because I had planted the the Aga Tower key on Ped, couldn't be anything from the start. So
Yeah, so like I think both runners, checked that. So we were like, well, that couldn't have been the plant.
yeah,
Wow.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, so we never found the mushroom. Uh we never found, and I was surprised that the dark cross was not a uh
Yeah,
plant either.
that wasn't a plant. The
Oh,
flower
what
just happened to land up there.
was that? I forgot.
That was the powder that got you to the moon pearl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
mean,
that's why I couldn't put the powder on pyramid because you couldn't get through Aga Tower.
Oh
well,
yeah. That's it.
I mean, the powder's gonna end up somewhere early event anyway if you place powder or moon pearl on the that, just because. Well, you need moon pearl to go through Dark World. So there's only a limited number of places it can end up anyway.
All right. So that was thoroughly enjoyable, at least from the commentary booth. I imagine you guys probably want to choke some people, but
Nah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. When I found that hook shot, though, I was just thrilled.
nice,
Probably a plant.
nicely done.
I want to burn my controller and break it into 1,000 pieces. Really.
So did you have the situation where your controller disconnected and caused your thing to break early
Uh,
on?
oh, I don't know exactly what happened. My SNES 9X just stopped responding and then closed down.
Yeah, that's one.
What?
That's an issue I had with SNES 9X. It whenever my controller would disconnect, it would
Yeah, but
crash.
it didn't disconnect. It always gives me a sound key saying, "Hey, it's disconnected," and it
Hmm.
didn't give me one.
Well
Oh, you
then,
know what happened? I remember what happened. I went to because I was having. I forgot that I still had my controls set to switch X and Y, so I went to switch them, and it crashed my.
okay.
Because that was messing me up, and it's like, oh, I should switch that.
All right, that makes sense. All right, so we're seeing 176 out of 216 from GFE. Uh, I mean, let's be fair. In this particular tournament, we're kind of expecting fairly high collection rates. Uh,
Um,
so,
the only item that really worried me a lot would find the Swamp Palace small key.
mm,
And honestly, that was placed pretty ridiculous.
yeah,
And
that was
Thieves
really
Town
late in
Big
the
Chest.
logic as well.
I think Thieves Town small key was in ice,
It
and
was.
that was a sequence break and got me the Swamp Palace key early.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
actually
can't.
determined that we thought because the way it was because the way Math Girl acted, we thought that the flippers were planted in Ganon's tower. And so once we saw that small key, we're like, okay, Thieves Town is the other pendant. Because there's no way around.
Yeah, I had made as soon as I saw ice and swamp as pendants, I was pretty sure. I still made the checks because needed that could have been behind that logic, but
Yeah.
was
Sorry for
there
interrupting
was
you, Math Girl. You were trying to say something.
Oh,
oh, I'm
I was
sorry.
just saying, I can't believe he actually went to Ice Palace early. Like that's something nobody ever does.
Like I said, that was actually what my plan was coming into this. So I guess we were thinking the same way.
All
You know,
right.
creators think alike, right?
Yeah. For a few, I mean, I almost was thinking the same thing you did with the hook shot. I wanted to place the GT big key instead.
I figured
Chef.
that probably force you into a double skip step of Ganon's tower unless you knew how to hover and I didn't know it.
Mm,
That successfully hovered in a race, but that's what Dr. Bob was talking about before the stream, hovering the
yeah.
gap a few times.
Yeah, it's
I didn't.
particularly difficult, but yeah. So I think we're probably going to need to wrap things up here because my co-commentator needs to get ready for his own race. So
Well, let me just give another GG to Math Girl, and thank you guys for the commentary and the tracking and the restreamer. They do a great job.
Thank you. And CGCFE, good job catching my plan. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody.
all right. So thanks everybody once again for watching here. Thank you to both of our runners, GFE and Math Girl, for putting on a great show. Once again, thank you to our trackers. We had Darkrid and my co-commentator here was taking care of some of it as well. And of course, our restreamer was also taking care of some of the tracking. The restreamer, of course, Sandra's 13 or 316. I can numbers. And of course, my co-commentator Siberian Bull 9. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep. So stick around if you want to see some more Plando action, because I have evil in mind.
Yep. And we're gonna head over to TGRC 0. Be aware of the non-family friendly nature of that channel, but there's another match taking place right over there, so you get ready for that one, and thanks for joining us.
Great night, everybody.